Sanibona, ngaphambi singene kwivideo namuhla, ngithi angithathe lethuba ngibonge isupport nothando nesikhombise lona lingaphezu kokucabanga kwethu. Siyacela niqhubeke nisupporte njalo ngokubuka amavideo ethu, ungakhohlwa ukukhomenta, ushare, ulike. Siyafisa ukuzwa umbono wakho. Sicela ke singene kwivideo namuhla. Ngey-13 zikaJuly 2025, uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa wazisa isizwe ukuthi emveni kwe-press conference eyenziwa uLieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi ngomhla ka-6 uthathe isinqumo ngoba ama-allegations akhuluma ngawo aye-serious. Uthathe isinqumo sokuthi kuzoba khona i-commission ezobe iholwa uJustice Madlanga. Wayesethathe isinqumo futhi sokuthi uMinister wamaphoyisa uSenzo Mchunu uzoba ku-leave of absent. Umuntu ozobamba for 2 weeks leyo kuze kushaye u-August kwakuzoba uGwede Mantashe. Emveni kaGwede Mantashe uProfessor Firoz Khatshaliya uyena obezongena bu-acting minister. Ngalo lolo suku i-EFF yathi it's unconstitutional lento eyenziwa uPresident Cyril Ramaphosa. Ama-political parties a-reacta-ke ngokwehlukahlukana kwawo. MK Party yasuka-ke yaya Constitutional Court iyo-challenge lesinqumo sika-President uRamaphosa sokubeka ka-Minister Firoz Khatshaliya esokuthi uMinister uSenzo Mchunu abe ku-leave of absent ngoba bathi umsebenzi ka-President he can fire or hire uMinister. Ayikho kwi-constitution la funeka khona ambeke ku-leave of absent ngoba eqinisweni lilonke manje nje sinominister ababili bamaphoyisa ngoba uMinister uSenzo Mchunu usathola wonke ama-benefits wakhe njengoMinister wamaphoyisa noMinister Firoz Khatshaliya uthola wonke ama-benefits okuba uMinister. Ngeviki eliphelile ngoLwesihlanu i-Constitutional Court ngoba yayigodlile i-judgment kodwa yathi icala leli alidlulele kwinkantolo encane njenge-High Court likhulunywe khona. I-judgment yabo bazoyigodla ngalezo ndlela abalemukeli bona abalemukeli lolu daba elalethwa i-MK. Kule viki eledlule u-CIC ukhulume ukuthi nabo sebethatha igxathu lokuphikisa lokubekwa kuka-Minister Firoz Khatshaliya nabo futhi bazoya kwi-Constitutional Court. Ngicela uzwe la.
The GNU is an issue that we'll debate on a separate day because we must look at this development very closely. Today we are awaiting President's response because we wrote a legal letter to him asking him to withdraw the appointment of Khatshaliya as acting minister because it's not allowed. The constitution is very clear. You appoint an acting minister from amongst cabinet colleagues. That's why you can't even appoint a deputy minister as an acting minister because it's not a cabinet member, whereas with someone from outside. So that alone is out. And if he doesn't respond positively, we're going to take him directly to the Constitutional Court because we didn't want to jump the gun. We wanted to give him an opportunity to reconsider his decisions. If he continues in a manner he wants to continue, that makes him a constitutional delinquent. And we might have to consider those issues at a later stage when we deal with these matters of the GNU. It's for the DA to decide whether they want to walk out of the GNU or not. But our stance is very clear. We can't go into coalition with the DA.
Njengoba umuzwa ku-CIC esho ukuthi bambhalele uPresident balindele impendulo yakhe uma kungenjalo bazoya kwi-Constitutional Court. Kodwa-ke nabo bangayozama inhlahla. Constitutional Court ngathi yamsupport uPresident. Ngiyasola ngoba phela udaba olufanayo nalolu shuwo i-EFF liyefana nalolu i-judgment yalo okuyinabe beyikhipha ngoLwesihlanu eledlule. Le judgment lelu daba lolu abangazange balemukele uma lilethwa i-MK Party. Mhlawumbe bazolemukela mase selilethwa i-EFF. Angikucaphunele ukuthi kuthiweni ngoLwesihlanu bese siyayivala ivideo.
The more important and complex the issue in the case, the more compelling the need for this court to be assisted by the views of another court. In the result, the application cannot succeed on either threshold. This is not a matter that falls within this court's exclusive jurisdiction under Section 1674E of the Constitution, nor is it one where the interests of justice favor direct access under Section 1676A of the Constitution. Accordingly, it is not competent for this court to opine on the merits of the applicant's challenge to the impugned decisions, and that issue must be left for the right time and at the appropriate forum should the applicants be so inclined. On the question of cost, I find that although the applicant's case for exclusive jurisdiction and direct access is unsuccessful, the constitutional questions they sought to raise were not entirely without merit. The jurisdictional claims, though sufficiently pleaded, are not so manifestly hopeless as to warrant costs. Biowatch protection is that warranted in the circumstances, and each party should bear their own cost.
Ngobuzwa ke judgment le eyayigodliwe bebe kuthi cha bangafisa ukulekelelwa yenye inkantolo babeka ke nezathu zabo ukuthi yingakho lelo daba belithumela kwenye inkantolo befisa ukuthi luqale khona luthi luza kubo ngoba bona bayinkantolo yokugcina isinqumo abasithatha bona siwujuqu yingakho ke bengavumanga ziningi ke izathu abazibekayo mayelana nalolu daba. So odabeni lwama cost ushilo ke wathi ilabo nalabo bazozikhokhela bona izindleko zabo. Ilona daba lolu. MK Party bekhona efisa ukwazi waphela yayifuna ukuzazi izathu. Ngoba inabe bekhipha izathu manje eqale nje bathi nje lolu daba balemukeli adlulele kwinkantolo alitholanga direct access so adlulele kwinkantolo encane High Court athi MK Party sazokhuluma ne-legal team yayo ibone tenze njani. uNhlamulo Ndlela ubekhona ukuphawulileke mayikhuluma nabezindaba ngifuna ukucaphunela yena uzwe yena ukuthi uthini ngoba umkhulumeli womkhonto wesizwe party emveni kwalapho noma sesingayivala ivideo kuyobe sekulungile.
The court has determined, and they've stated that this is a matter that should have proceeded there. They've also acknowledged the fact that you were raising constitutional issues and they haven't hit you with costs because of that. So Biowatch does apply, but they have acknowledged that they're not going to get into the merits because this is a novel issue that should have started at the High Court first. We know that you did turn there to the urgent court, and again you were turned away for lack of urgency. So what's next for the MK Party regarding this issue?
No, let me just start by saying that this is nothing more than the Constitutional Court passing the buck more than anything else. And this judgment is on the basis of an order, not on the merits of the case. I mean, they've just confirmed that it's not like this is not a meritless case. That alone should tell you that there's something substantial, and we, MK, in terms of our papers and our submissions, are onto something, that the announcement by the president ought to actually be rendered invalid and unconstitutional, because this is exactly what the case is about. The issue of direct access, this court has heard even lesser issues. I mean, lesser matters such as when the president was brought here and he was incarcerated by the same court. I mean, that's a lesser issue than this particular matter that we're raising on the issue of constitutionality. So the court, in terms of its application, we found that during the Zuma administration, the courts were able to hold the executive accountable. But what's interesting with this administration is that this court never holds, all the courts never hold the executive accountable. And we're seeing more of scapegoatism. I mean, Mkhonto Wesizwe has never lost any case, let's be clear. Everything is based on technicalities. All the merits that have been submitted have never been really presented in terms of the High Court. The High Court just based their decision on the issue of urgency, not the merits, again, which also is confirmed today that it's not a meritless case. Remember, Judge Matopo at one point during those deliberations in this court, he himself stated that the president may have erred in terms of his announcements and some of the decisions that he has taken. So that alone, by a justice in this court saying that, demonstrates, and then for them to come back today and say it's not a meritless case, is a clear indication that there is something to be heard here. And now South Africans are having to fit the bill for a commission of inquiry just for political patronage. What's also interesting, and I think we need to highlight this to South Africans, is if you see the role players in the Madlanga Commission, you can't have a judge that's going to preside over an investigation against his own peers. It didn't have to be a judicial commission of inquiry, especially knowing very well that the judiciary is complicit and found to be involved in the allegations that were brought by Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. Now, here's something to also cite. You'll remember that, look at Marikana. It's the same president that instructed the police, using them as his private security, to go and massacre and kill those mine workers, right? Which led to the Marikana Commission. Now, what's interesting about the Marikana Commission, who was the chief evidence leader there? The same Madlanga was the chief evidence leader. Who was supporting him? Charles Kinson was under him. Who was the commissioner representing the police? Ceci Baloyi. So the same players. Now what you find today is the same president now instructs the police to go and use them as a security company of his own against the issues relating to the Richards Bay minerals, the mining company. Same situation. Who was there? Again, he sends the police. Now, we're saying that, this is nothing but a farce. It's a political circus. Now you're finding Madlanga having to engage with his former colleague in the Marikana Commission, as an evidence leader today. Now you're finding the person who was the evidence leader in the form of Mutau. He's also now stepped down. Why? Because of issues of public purse money being abused, and he sees it. There's further delays now. Why would Ceci Baloyi, in actual fact, take a break and participate in the JSC? Remember, the JSC is the one that's also supposed to hold judges accountable. So she's playing dual roles, which is effectively, to an extent, has to hold herself accountable and her other colleagues accountable. But they knew that the JSC is going to happen. Why did they appoint an advocate in this case that was going to participate in this, knowing very well that she's also part of the JSC? So everything about this is just a complete farce. It's a house of cards more than anything else.
You do seem like, as the MK party, you are not happy with the outcomes of this judgment. But going ahead, are you still going to approach the High Court then and try and ventilate all of these issues that you're speaking about?
And just to add to that, Nhlamulo, the Constitutional Court is saying that this is a complex issue that must start in those review proceedings. So there has been some form of guidance in these reasons that are provided by the judgments of the Constitutional Court. It hasn't even gone into the merits. This directly deals with your direct access application, stating that it did not engage the court's exclusive jurisdiction and why. So from receiving that information, what is next for the MK? Are you still pursuing the constitutional challenge outside of the urgent proceedings, taking into consideration that this may be proceedings that you must pursue under a review?
Well, remember, this matter is now with the High Court, lower court. So it is again, kicked out on the basis of urgency. Yes. But it doesn't mean that we're not going to pursue it. We will pursue this matter until the courts and the judges have no excuse anymore, until they hear the merits and until those merits and the shenanigans that are happening in this country are exposed to the public. So we'll pursue this matter until it's closed.
Lona bekhuluma bekuNhlamulo Ndlela, spokesperson we-MK Party. Uzwile nezathu zakhe kodwa accuse ke i-judiciary ukuthi i-bias and it doesn't hold this administration kaRamaphosa accountable. Ayenzi njengoba bekwenzeka ngaphambilini during administration kaZuma. Ngicela ukuzwa ke ukubona kwakho ukuthi wena kuthini uphawula kwakho kulolu daba. Ngiyafisa futhi sengathi upresident angangayiphendula i-EFF kahle ukuze izothatha nalo lolu daba lise kwi-Constitutional Court. Ngifisa ukubona ukuthi uma selulethwa i-EFF, i-Constitutional Court izolisingatha kanjani udaba. Ilokho nje ngifisa ukubona ukuthi uma udaba selilethwa i-EFF, Constitutional Court izolisingatha kanjani. Bazichazele nezathu zabo bathi lolu daba lu complex, so kufanele liyoqala kwi-court encane yonke lento ekhulunywayo noma isiphi isinqumo esizothathwa i-Constitutional Court noma esingasesithathwa i-Constitutional Court manje sizo-affecta into ezizokwenzeka in future ngoba kuzoloku referwa kuyo le case. So yingakho i-Constitutional Court i-treat-a lolu daba ngokucophelela, ayifuni ukwenza i-judgment noma yiphi, noma beshilo ukuthi i-amelo ezilethwa i-MK Party baletha ama-issues vele adinga yona inkantolo yabo because they are constitutional issues. Ilentana inkinga nayo kuNhlamulo Ndlela. Yeah, asiyibambe le video yamanje. Ngicela ukuze ukuphawula kwakho la ku-comment section ngizwe wena ukuthi ubona kanjani. Iyona judgment le abangazange bayethule ngalela la. Kodwa manje babona ukuthi no abayethule basitshela ukuthi okuyikona okwenzakala kuphi. Ukuthi inqindi noma isibhakelo bakonke kufumbethe. Yeah, sizozwa. Kodwa ingakho nami ngifisa sengathi upresident angangayiphendula kahle i-EFF ukuze lolu daba izolithatha lise Constitutional Court. Ngifisa ukuzwa ukuthi uma seluza ne-EFF izolisingatha kanjani. Isizathu esenza lokho ngifuna ukubona ukuthi inkinga kuzobe kuyi-MK Party noma inkinga kuzobe kuyilento esho uNhlamulo Ndlela ukuthi they don't wanna hold the executive accountable. Nisikhumbule ukuthi sekuphela inyanga ezingaphekwa 7 kusalindela i-judgment ngedaba lephalaphala elafakwa i-EFF namanye ama-political parties okuba lo ATM kanjalo. Kusalinde futhi nalo judgment nakhona kusathulekile. Ngiyabonga kakhulu mina nawe sidibane kwivideo elandelayo.